The year is 1981. Picture a remote and largely untouched expanse of Oregon, a place where the vast desert meets rugged mountains, a truly rural countryside. But this tranquil isolation was about to be shattered, about to undergo a profound transformation. Development was on the horizon, construction was imminent, and the landscape would never be quite the same. The catalyst for this change? The purchase of the sprawling, big muddy ranch. This vast Oregon property, once a simple ranch, was acquired, but not for traditional farming or cattle ranching. This purchase was driven by something far more ambitious, far more unusual, a bold and unprecedented social experiment. At the heart of this experiment was Bhagwan Shree Rajneesh, a charismatic and controversial spiritual teacher who hailed from India. A guru known for his teachings on meditation, mindfulness, and a unique blend of spiritual and material philosophies. Bhagwan, along with his devoted followers, harbored a grand vision: to build a utopian city, a self-sufficient community, right in the heart of the Oregon desert. A place where their ideals could flourish, and their unique way of life could take root. These followers, known as the Rajneeshis, were a diverse group drawn from all corners of the globe, an international community united by their belief in Bhagwan's teachings and their shared desire for a different kind of existence. They were captivated by Bhagwan's unique blend of Eastern mysticism and Western freedom, a philosophy that promised both spiritual enlightenment and individual liberation. A synthesis of ancient wisdom and modern ideals. Easily recognizable by their distinctive attire, they were always dressed in vibrant shades of reds and oranges. Their arrival, marked by convoys of Rolls-Royce cars, brought a jolt of energy and a considerable amount of bewilderment to the quiet, rural communities of Oregon. The operation was largely led by Bhagwan's sharp and ambitious secretary, Ma Anand. They sought a place where they could live according to their own principles, free from the constraints and expectations of mainstream society. They desired a haven, far removed from the prying eyes and potential interference of the outside world. The big muddy ranch, with its vast, empty landscape and relative isolation, seemed to offer the perfect blank slate upon which to build their dreams. The land itself presented a formidable challenge. It was harsh, unforgiving, and seemingly inhospitable. But the Rajneeshis were not easily deterred. They possessed a fierce determination and an unwavering belief in their ability to transform the desert. They embarked on an ambitious construction project, working tirelessly, day and night, to transform the arid landscape into a thriving community. Their plans included not only houses and residential buildings, but also extensive farms to provide sustenance for the growing population. They envisioned a complete and self-contained city, complete with a school for their children, and remarkably, even an airport to connect them to the outside world. But their mission extended far beyond mere construction and infrastructure development. It was a profound quest to create a new way of life, a new model for society, based on their unique spiritual and social principles. Thousands of Rajneeshis genuinely believed that they had found a path to enlightenment, a path to a better future, right there in the heart of the American West. The stage was now set for a truly dramatic and unprecedented social experiment, one that would capture the world's attention. But this utopian dream would soon collide head-on with the harsh realities of the outside world, leading to conflict, tension, and ultimately, a dramatic unraveling. The transformation of this arid landscape was nothing short of a miracle. What was once barren desert was about to become a testament to human ambition and collective effort. The Rajneeshis, driven by their spiritual leader, named their city Rajneeshpuram, a beacon of their beliefs, and built it from scratch, a testament to their unwavering dedication. Roads, vital arteries for this burgeoning community, began to snake across the desert floor. Water systems, the lifeblood of any civilization, were meticulously installed, promising to bring sustenance to the parched land. And buildings rose from the dust at a pace that stunned onlookers, defying expectations and reshaping the horizon. It was a symphony of construction, a testament to what a united community could achieve. Rajneeshpuram soon had its own police force, ensuring order and security within its borders. A dedicated fire department, ready to respond to any emergency. Buses, transporting residents and visitors alike, and a grand meeting hall, a place of gathering and spiritual connection for Bhagwan and his followers. Parks and a reservoir, carefully planned and executed, turned the desert green, creating an oasis of tranquility amidst the arid landscape. The city boasted restaurants offering diverse culinary experiences, shops catering to the daily needs of the residents, and even a post office connecting Rajneeshpuram to the wider world. Self-sufficiency was key. They farmed, cultivating crops in the desert soil, raised animals providing sustenance and resources for the community, and aimed to rely on no one, striving for complete independence and self-reliance. For residents it felt miraculous, a thriving city in the wilderness, a testament to their shared vision and hard work. Bhagwan lived quietly, observing a vow of silence, a figure of contemplation and spiritual guidance, but his presence was everywhere, a constant reminder of the community's shared purpose. Each afternoon he'd drive through town in a Rolls-Royce, a symbol of his status and the community's prosperity. Greeted by adoring followers, their faces filled with joy and devotion. This daily ritual symbolized their devotion and the city's unique spirit, a moment of collective reverence. Rajneeshpuram was more than a home. It was a sanctuary. It was a living experiment in a new way of life, a bold attempt to create a utopian society. But as the city flourished, tensions with the outside world grew, casting a shadow over their idyllic existence. The Rajneeshis' independence and rapid growth drew suspicion from neighboring communities and government officials. The seeds of conflict were being sown, threatening to unravel the dream they had so painstakingly built. Rajneeshpuram's explosive growth was unlike anything the region had ever witnessed. From a barren landscape, a city was rising at an astonishing pace, fueled by unwavering dedication and seemingly limitless resources. The scale of the construction was breathtaking, transforming the face of the Oregonian countryside. This rapid development alarmed the tiny neighboring town of Antelope, a community steeped in tradition and quiet rural life. The sudden influx of newcomers and the sheer magnitude of Rajneeshpuram's ambition created a palpable sense of unease. Fewer than 50 residents called Antelope home, a close-knit community where everyone knew their neighbor and life moved at a slower, more deliberate pace. These few residents suddenly found themselves living next to thousands of newcomers, individuals with vastly different beliefs and lifestyles. The sheer number of Rajneeshis was overwhelming, disrupting the established social fabric of Antelope. The Rajneeshis' unconventional lifestyle, with their distinctive red clothing and communal living, clashed directly with Antelope's deeply ingrained conservative values. This cultural collision ignited tensions and fostered a climate of suspicion and distrust. Locals watched the city's construction with suspicion, every new building and every new arrival adding to their growing apprehension. This suspicion grew, especially as the Rajneeshis sought to incorporate Rajneeshpuram as a legal city, a move that threatened to further upset the balance of power in Wasco County. Oregon's strict land use laws, designed to protect the state's natural beauty and prevent uncontrolled development, became a crucial battleground in the escalating conflict. Legal challenges mounted, with both sides digging in for a protracted and costly fight. Prominent environmental groups like 1,000 Friends of Oregon joined the fray, accusing the Rajneeshis of breaking the law and violating land use regulations. The Rajneeshis in turn saw this legal opposition as persecution, a deliberate attempt to stifle their community and prevent them from realizing their vision. This sense of being unfairly targeted only fueled their resolve to fight back and defend their way of life. Media coverage sensationalized the story, focusing on the more outlandish aspects of the Rajneesh movement and amplifying the fears of the local population. The media often painted the group as a dangerous cult, further alienating them from mainstream society and contributing to the growing climate of fear. Fear and misunderstanding deepened the divide between the Rajneeshis and the residents of Antelope and the surrounding areas, creating an atmosphere of animosity and distrust. Reports of threats and intimidation surfaced on both sides, further escalating the tension and creating a sense of unease throughout the region. The Rajneeshis felt under siege, believing that the outside world was determined to destroy their community and their way of life. Meanwhile, locals felt invaded, their peaceful way of life threatened by the arrival of a large and unfamiliar group. The dream of utopia, once so bright and promising, was rapidly turning into a bitter struggle for survival. The conflict was no longer just about land, it had evolved into something far more profound and personal. It was about identity, about the right to exist, and about the fundamental human instinct for survival in the face of perceived threat. The stage was set for a much larger confrontation, a clash of cultures and ideologies that would have far-reaching consequences. The eyes of the nation and indeed the world were about to turn to Oregon as the unfolding drama in Rajneeshpuram captured the attention of millions. Tensions erupted as the Rajneeshis set their sights on Antelope. By buying property and moving in followers, they soon controlled the town's elections. Antelope was renamed Rajneesh, a move that outraged longtime residents. The takeover sent shockwaves through Oregon, fueling fears of a political coup. Media coverage intensified, casting the Rajneeshis as a threat to small-town America. Anand Sheila became the movement's fierce spokesperson, defending her community and attacking critics. Her confrontational style only deepened the divide. The Rajneeshis formed their own armed security force, patrolling city borders. The sight of armed guards heightened local fears. The dream of peaceful coexistence was gone. Now, the utopia was protected by guns. The conflict had spiraled into open hostility. Any hope for compromise faded. The battle lines were drawn. With Antelope under their control, the Rajneeshis aimed higher, Wasco County's government. Their plan flooded the county with new voters by busing in thousands of homeless people from across the country. The Share a Home program was presented as charity, but its real goal was political power. Officials saw it as election fraud and quickly changed voter registration rules. The plan unraveled, and the Rajneeshis' hopes of winning the county collapsed. Frustration and desperation set in among the leadership. Their political ambitions had been blocked at every turn. The failure marked a turning point. The Rajneeshis began to consider more extreme measures. The struggle for power was about to take a dark turn. The dream of utopia was slipping away. The next chapter would be far more dangerous. Thwarted politically, Rajneeshpuram's leaders turned to crime. Paranoia and desperation led to drastic actions. In 1984, members launched a bioterror attack, contaminating salad bars in the Dalles with salmonella. Over 750 people fell ill, the largest bioterror attack in U.S. history. The goal sickened voters and swayed the county election. Publicly, the Rajneeshis denied involvement, but fear and chaos spread. Secret plots multiplied. Plans to assassinate officials, illegal wiretapping, and arson. The utopian dream was now a criminal enterprise. Law enforcement began to close in. The city's dark secrets were about to be exposed. The fall was inevitable. The criminal acts couldn't stay hidden. As the FBI and other agencies investigated, Rajneeshpuram began to unravel from within. Tensions exploded between Bhagwan and Anand Sheila. In September 1985, Sheila and her inner circle fled to Europe. Bhagwan broke his silence, publicly accusing Sheila of crimes: bioterror, wiretapping, arson, and attempted murder. He invited law enforcement to investigate. Authorities uncovered secret labs, wiretaps, and evidence of assassination plots. The truth was more shocking than rumors. Sheila was arrested in Germany, extradited, and pleaded guilty to attempted murder and assault. She served prison time, her downfall swift and dramatic. Bhagwan's accusations shattered the community's trust. The grand experiment was collapsing. The end was near. With Sheila gone and crimes exposed, Rajneeshpuram fell apart. Followers were disillusioned. The dream was dead. Bhagwan was charged with immigration fraud and tried to flee the country. He was arrested, pleaded to avoid prison, and was deported. Without their leader, the community dissolved. The city was abandoned, assets sold to pay debts. Rajneeshpuram was wiped from the map. Antelope reclaimed its name. The desert reclaimed the land. Only a ghost town and a wild story remained. The utopian vision had ended in scandal and ruin. The American West had witnessed a modern tragedy. After deportation, Bhagwan, now Osho, returned to India, teaching until his death in 1990. His teachings still attract followers who see Oregon as a dark chapter caused by a few corrupt leaders. Anand Sheila served prison time, then moved to Switzerland, running nursing homes and remaining unapologetic. The land that was Rajneeshpuram became a Christian youth camp, a final twist in the story. The dream of utopia was replaced by a traditional American camp. Wild, wild country remains a cautionary tale. It's a story of the search for meaning, and how noble goals can be corrupted by power and paranoia. The saga explores the clash of cultures and the limits of religious freedom. The events in Wasco County are a reminder of a turbulent chapter in American history. A spiritual dream in the desert became a wild, wild nightmare. The lessons of Rajneeshpuram echo to this day. The American West was forever changed.